Hello.
Great show. Best ending of a series in decades. However, at the end of the series, did you have any specific character you wish they had brought back before the end? A special scene, or a special person, a ghost, something they brought back before the end?
We could have had Melinda. We should have had Melinda. I would have been okay with that. I think there was just so many people to...
The original dad?
The original dad? That would have been awkward. Like, wait, who's your daddy? They told me both. No, there were so many people to wrap up into what we had already, and we wanted to show, generations in case World of Wonders there was ever a reboot. But there was a legacy, and we were lucky to be able to tie it up in a way where it satisfied not just the audience, but each of our characters. We kind of had ideas of where we wanted them to go, and they allowed us to be part of that. So that was cool.
The ending was,
I have
tears. It was
Right?
the best.
Really?
I don't watch
Because it lives on
It's
your
another
heart.
thing of
There you
throwing
go.
the script away.
Okay.
I don't care. It's not over until I say it's over.
That's right.
That's great.
Thank you. Thank you for dropping down like that. That was serious. I saw you slide across the floor. I was like, wow, he is dedicated.
I'm English, so I didn't want to stand in front of anybody. I am fighting my inner actor and my inner geek.
Okay.
So,
This is a good place for
two
that.
questions. First question for both of you, because you're so connected character-wise. Was there any arc or something that happened over the series that you wish they had done, but that they didn't do? Somewhere that your characters wanted to go, or you felt they
I
should
feel
go?
like we did everything. We even did couples counseling. We really ran the gamut of the courting, and that I think we tried to get married once, and then it didn't work out, so we got married again. We got married twice. Don't look at me confused. I know I put on 2 wedding dresses with a guy that looks somewhat like me. Okay, you were there.
That's why you can't remember the anniversary date. It's like,
No. How soon they forget. No, I mean, we
It'd
really...
be nice to show us on a honeymoon. We could have traveled there.
No. We were naked.
Shot a couple scenes. I saw the
Naked.
beach.
no, Polly.
There is.
We were one of the only shows though that didn't go on a travel episode where you saw us in San Francisco, in Hawaii. Doesn't every show go to Hawaii?
I did. Piper went to Hawaii once.
We didn't see you there.
You weren't invited. Big chair.
You were definitely
Big chair.
in the valley of California.
With a leg.
Only one.
Yeah.
What was your other question?
And the inner actor asked for Holly. I bow to your acting. The scenes where you were severely distraught, as in Krause moment, and also the moment at the gate getting to the young fire starter. What were you channeling at that, and in those 2 instances?
Well, it depends on the time in your life, and it also depends on the script. There are certain scenes, if they're well constructed, and you have the right sort of scene partner to help you do it, that it just comes naturally if it's well written. If it's not, then you have to beat yourself up a little bit to get to it. And so, unfortunately, that's the bittersweet thing about being an actor, is it can be cathartic, and it can be, I've done certain shows or movies at times in my life where I really needed to do them. But also there's a sort of self-destructiveness to that you have to be able to pull back from immediately, because there's other scenes you got to do during the day, especially on a show like this. So it's good in a way because it helps you sort out some of your emotions, and so you'll think of something that's painful to you, and it could be anything, and you could be surprised about what comes up and what works and what really doesn't. And in a way, it helps you get to know yourself better because you're like, wow, I didn't know I was still upset about that dog that died when I was 9. But it's true. You'd be surprised at what really is painful in your life. And unfortunately, when a scene, cut to a middle of a scene or you have to build into a scene. I mean, as you can see in the Krause scene, he was quite there with me. And if you don't have that person, or if you have a person that's distracting you out of the moment, that's really hard too. So, good job, Brad. Never mind.
20 years, but in the first show,
Boy,
every
yeah.
time.
No, you had to be there a lot when I cried because you were usually the one making me cry.
But he was also there to wipe the tears.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I gotta go check with the elders.
Really, check with the elders, man. I'm gonna go watch the game.
Yeah, deadbeat husband. Dad,
My other angels on the other side of the world. Nothing about it.
Leo's done it.
So I'm sure there's been a lot of thank yous, but I'm active duty military, and one of the jobs I had, we had shift work, it was really weird hours, and at like 3 in the morning, they'd start 3 episodes of Charm. So thank you for keeping me like another minute from
Thank you.
My other question would be, if you were to a honeymoon, where do you think you guys would want to go? Anywhere, really not.
Where were we? We were going to France? In the show?
Yeah, ridiculous.
Why do I ask you these questions that I know you don't remember?
I'm thinking of one of those little huts in Bali, where you get your own little cottage on the water.
That's just Blue Lagoon Return again. Not rebooting
He was
that.
aiming for her full frontal neck.
Get you a loincloth.
Hell no. Italy. I'm going to say Italy.
Oh,
Yeah.
all you do is eat.
That's
drink
right.
wine. And we argue, and it's not even like, we're not even married yet.
Can you not? No. Can you not?
Bali.
We are. A few more conventions, and it's like common law.
Irgendwas bewegen. Irgendwo drücken.
Like so starstruck right now.
Oh, it's just
Weißt schon? Weiß nicht.
You, we're from Sacramento. It's my first time ever seeing it, so thank you. Question. Can I get a hug?
Ryan charges $5 a head. He's kind of a brat like that, but I'll hug you. $10 if you want. Apparently, if you want to see him naked, it's free. He's been working out. No sugar working out.
You guys, would you guys ever like produce a spin-off or anything like this, the show?
Would you ever produce a spin-off?
Sure, I would.
Would you hire Leo?
No.
Thank you.
You became producer towards the end of the series, yes? What does that entail exactly?
It just meant they had to listen to me more convincingly than they pretended to before.
I am the boss.
Like, no, really, you have to listen. They're like, yeah, sure.
So over the years at P3, they had plenty of awesome musical guests. I was wondering if maybe one stood out to you, or if you had a favorite or most memorable moment with a musical guest.
I liked Paula Cole a lot because I was a fan at the time, and Michelle Branch because I was also a fan at the time. And she was so sweet. She was at that point. We had VHS tapes still, not DVDs yet. She had them shipped out to her, but she was on tour, which was really cute. That and Krispy Kreme donuts. So those were our guilty pleasures for Michelle. My most memorable, I think, is when the Cranberries showed up properly Irish and drunk at 7 a.m. Yeah, they were hardcore. They did not give up.
She was jamming on my stage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, they were rock stars. Rock stars.
Thank you, Bessie.
Now, over the years of Charm, there have been a lot of pop culture references, but it's not exactly dated because we can still watch it now and enjoy it. But were there any specific time period references that you guys held on to, like, wow, this statement is of this era and maybe not going to continue?
Dinosaur?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. You were like Land of the Lost. You don't remember.
Reminded you of that a week or two ago.
You did?
I was like, I played a sleeve stack. I was like,
What?
I think I missed that episode.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. First of all, hello. Welcome to Sacramento. Thank you. And over the years, the sisters turned into many non-human type creatures. Was there anyone that was actually your favorite to play that was something you got to be turned into?
Well, the Fury I was okay with. I was aside from the performance I had to give, but the makeup was fairly easy compared to some of the other ones where they would just
Is that just a main factor? How much makeup you had to put on?
Well, the Wendigo, they scarred me with the Wendigo. They did, because we're speaking of naked. I was very naked on a very cold night for very no good reason, because you didn't see very much of anything. James Conway.
he sent me the tapes.
Speaking of movies.
Outtakes.
Yeah, exactly. No, because with the eyes things, which I see a lot of people walk around with these contacts that I don't know how you get in your eyes because it took 4 people to put those things in my eye. And I was like, no. And they were like, yes. And I was like, no eye things ever again. As you notice, there's no more eyes for me.
Once you became producer.
Yeah, no, I got nervous because they get you in that chair. Like, wait, no. What is that? They're like, it's just rubber glue. It'll come off in a couple weeks. No. Yeah, you never know what they were going to do to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just because you guys mentioned about producer, I wonder, Holly, how did you actually become a producer? And how did you balance your role between actor and producer?
It was time for a raise, and
So
they
Brian also
decided to do this and offer me this. But it was something I felt like I was already doing because I was just, when Shen and I first started, we were very invested in making it a good show and one that we would watch and be proud of. So I just feel like I was doing it the whole time. I was bugging them the whole time about script, about the lighting, about their relationships, about keeping it as real as we possibly could, despite all these crazy, fantastical things. And the quality was really important to me. So I was always having after-hour conversations, and I always watched the dailies every day. So yeah, no, I was just pretty much a really big pain in the butt for 8 years, and they finally just said, producer is code for pain in the ass. That's why they tried to drown me. Set me on fire.
Actually, yeah. So, how much time, if you spend so much time on the show, then how much time do you get to sleep, actually?
I didn't get a lot of sleep, which explains partly why I was such a pain in the ass. But no, and especially, I think, in 2004, I had my first son. He really didn't want me to sleep. So, yeah, no, I would sleep at lunch.
Wow. That's dedication. That's dedication.
And how about Brian?
Slept on the job?
Yeah.
Years.
It's like, I'm just going to take a nap.
No, for actors in the Screen Actors Guild, it's 12 hours by law that
Not always.
you leave the set or they sign you out and you come back.
Or you have a forced call.
Or you have a forced call.
Which I did.
But the crew is 10 hours? So, even though we do some incredibly long hours, it's tiring. But, I think what keeps you going is knowing that, there's a whole 75 people on set that aren't seeing their family either. And,
Yeah.
even less. So, you kind of just,
Push
show up and do it.
It is a very good quality show that you guys put up, and we thank you very much for
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
This question is for Holly. Was there anything that happened in Piper's life that maybe you identified with personally and maybe you learned from it because you experienced her dealing with that situation?
No, I think it was the other way around. I think the writers were stealing from my life, which they had a tendency to do to keep us interested. But no, Piper had a child before I did. So technically speaking, walking around holding a baby all day was really not something I was accustomed to. I was like, this, can Brian take the baby? Brian wants the baby in the scene. You were a good baby holder. You would have the baby already. You do. You like babies. But yeah, no, Brian was good. Brian was a good baby holder. And
That's a resume.
yeah, but you know what?
It's on there.
Baby wrangler. We did make Brian wrangle the babies. We did, because do you remember why? I'm going to pass you notes.
Because I can make them calm down.
Well, no, because we traumatized the babies.
Oh, they do traumatize them.
We did. We traumatized the babies when they were little. They're, Wyatt is twins. See?
Got you. Come on up.
Give it to Brian. The baby was in the playpen. I don't know which twin it was, which was part of the problem. I'm sure they're still arguing
They
about
didn't
it.
have the twins
That,
labeled.
like, the team went to take the baby out of the playpen, and that baby did not forget this scene for a very long time. And
Even
that
at
baby-
23 today.
Yes. The baby did not want to come back on the stage because clearly there was monster there. So it made sense that the baby didn't want to come back. So what we did was we had Brian play with the babies on the set. We're like, see, everything's okay. And we'd be doing or rehearsing something, and I'd see Brian just walk through with the twins, and I'd be like, what are you doing? And it was like baby rehab. Like, it's fun in here. We have toys for you. It was so bad. But then we did splits. It's true. Now you remember.
Yeah.
After that, we didn't do the baby with the monsters anymore. We split the screen, so they didn't actually have to be traumatized by us anymore. I'm sure they have a lawsuit somewhere that I just reinvigorated.
Good job.
Yeah. Right?
Hi guys, I was wondering if you guys took anything from the set at all? With the shadows, weapons?
I have my sword. Everybody needs a sword,
Yes.
right?
You revealed recently that the sword was.
What is his is mine. He doesn't need it. He could hurt someone because they're traumatized.
You said that when you took the sword home, you had to make a special place for it
I
in
know.
your house.
I keep moving it because my children keep finding it, and they keep finding it, and they're like, "Is this real?" And I'm like, "No, it's not. Could you not touch it? Don't unwrap it. It's sharp. Could you not touch it?" So the sword has a new. It has a new hiding space like every 3 months. It's really unfortunate. I should just put it away somewhere where it can't be reached. But no, that would be responsible parenting.
It's because you have to do it by yourself because Leo's not there to help you. Brian, did you take anything?
I just did my evil Leo outfit. That's about it.
This is the special thing to you. Like, I don't understand why this was the momentum.
He's
I was like, yeah, I'm a biker, leather pant wearing dude. So not me.
Like, for one episode.
Yeah, so I wear them to, the hot pants. I'm surprised I didn't, when you met me, I wasn't wearing those when you
I didn't say
danced.
that. I did not say that.
Cut to the
I was
videotape.
gonna say, yeah, there was some sounds and aid, and it wasn't just the music. That's all
It
I'm
was
saying.
leather squeaking. That's all they let me take, really.
A lot of friction.
No, it was hot here. It was smooth. It was very smooth. It was smooth. You can see it now. That makes it
I can see it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? We got time for one more. Hello.
Hi there. It's nice to be talking with you guys. It's an honor, really. I'm really quite nervous and I'm lying somewhere on the side. But my question is, were there any storylines that you all were aware of your characters that were on the table but did not happen? And if so, could you tell us what those possible storylines were?
That didn't happen? Yeah. Put Leo on ice for a while. He was getting a little too big for his leather breeches. It was an icy separation.
Yes.
Was it gonna happen or didn't happen?
It did happen.
Right.
It did happen, but at that point, you didn't know if you were going to come back.
I
because
never knew if I was coming back.
You didn't. You didn't know how you were going to be behaving.
Ryan, were you acting now?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh, season 4 maybe?
Oh.
Was that?
No, see, you asked me to do these things without mentioning that, and then you mentioned
No,
it.
I was wondering if that maybe was a season.
No,
Season
I
5?
just didn't want to. I just.
How I was going to be behaving.
I was concerned that there was a little too much DNA being spread around
Whoa.
between sisters.
You guys look at me. So,
Listen,
y'all know Leo's a deadbeat.
I didn't say it. If I don't say it, it's not my fault. She said it.
You're doing okay up there, Brian.
Leo!
Leo had said decisive. Yeah.
That's right.
That's
Wait,
what
yeah,
happened.
that was good. That was good.
See? Now you're stuck with me.
Yay.
Thank you guys, and Holly Piper is my favorite charmed one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Sacramento, make some noise for Brian and Holly.
Ja, ist okay. Wollte nicht noch eine umarmt werden?